Moving on to the second big story we're tracking, Congress minister in Karnataka has sparked a massive controversy. The Animal Husbandry Minister of the state, K. Venkatesh, has said that if one can slaughter buffaloes and bulls, what is wrong with slaughtering cows? He made this comment in context with the Anti-Cow Slaughter Act that was passed by the previous BJP government in 2021 in Karnataka, which bans slaughter of cows in the state. This has sparked a massive political row, and BJP has gone all guns blazing against the Siddaramaiah government. The Saffron Party believes that statements by the Congress have hurt Hindu sentiments, and they're making these statements just to appease one community. Now, saying what is the problem if you kill cows too? Because buffalo meat is used in India is as appalling a statement as can be made. In as many as 20 states and union territories in India, cow slaughter is banned, and there are obvious reasons for it. Since pre-independence time, cow slaughter has been considered problematic in India because of the sentiments of the Hindus attached. And historically, Congress and BJP governments alike have supported banning cow slaughter. Not to forget, prevention of cow slaughter is a directive principle in the Indian Constitution. This is also what Article 48 of the Constitution says. Organize animal husbandry on modern and scientific lines. Take steps for preserving and improving breed. And this is important. Take steps for prohibiting slaughter of cows and calves. Take steps for prohibiting slaughter of milch and drought cattle. So the big debate that's coming up as the Congress minister makes this buffalo analogy, is this not an out of line and loose comment by a minister?
ನಾವಿನ್ನೂ ಏನು ತೀರ್ಮಾನ ತಗೊಂಡಿಲ್ಲ. ಅವ್ರು ಹಿಂದೆ ಇದ್ದಾಗ ಬಿಜೆಪಿ ಅವರು ಏನು ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಅವರು ಒಂದಿಷ್ಟು ಬೀಳ್ತಂದ್ರಲ್ಲ, ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಅವರು ಈ ಎಮ್ಮೆಗಳಿಗೆ ಕೋಣ ಮತ್ತು ಎಮ್ಮೆಗಳಿದೆಯಲ್ಲ ಅದನ್ನು ಇದನ್ನು ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಅವಕಾಶ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಹಸುಗಳು ಮಾಡಬಾರ್ದು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ.
ಮತ್ತೆ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅದರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಕ್ಯಾಬಿನೆಟ್ ಚರ್ಚೆ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಇನ್ನೂ ಏನು ತೀರ್ಮಾನ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ.
ಇದು ಯಾವುದೇ ಒಂದು ವಿಚಾರಣೆ ಕೋರ್ಟ್ ಇತ್ಯರ್ಥ ಆಗಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಬಾಕಿದ್ದ ಸಂದರ್ಭದಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವುದೇ ಒಬ್ಬ ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿಗೆ, ರಾಜಕಾರಣಿ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ಯಾವುದೇ ಅಧಿಕಾರಿಗೆ ಆ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಕಮೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ, ಆ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಪ್ರತಿಕ್ರಿಯೆ ಕೊಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ
Madhu and Rao is from the BJP, Dhruv Jatti is from the Congress. I'm also joined by Professor Chambi Puranik, who's an academician. Let me begin with the Congress spokesperson, Dhruv. Dhruv, I don't understand how any minister, forget BJP, Congress, anybody in such a responsible position can be so callous to say in India that how does it matter if you kill cows too? Is this not a problematic statement by a minister?
Shivani, to start with, I'll reiterate with a specific point that the Congress party has been saying time and again. Anything that comes in the way of economic growth of the state will be put into reconsideration. So I myself am a Hindu, I'm a Lingayat, and I don't consume beef for religious reasons. But the reason as to why the Animal Husbandry Minister says this is because the socio-economic realities of Karnataka are much more complex than
like
what it seems to urban voters.
Like
I will
what?
explain to you. Like what it seems to urban voters like us.
Like
Rural
what?
parts of Karnataka,
Yeah.
I will explain to you, Shivani. Rural parts of Karnataka have been suffering ever since this bill has come into play. You've seen massive number of farmers who have gone to abandon their own cows. And I will state this with empirical evidence. This is a statement from the finance department themselves. They spoke about Karnataka needing 5,240 crores in 4 years to implement the entire law of the cow slaughter ban. This is again empirical. This is simply because...
So what's the problem? You don't have 5,000
economy...
crores for something as important as this? Because I'm not understanding how economic reasons can override sentiments. Is that what the stand of the Congress government is now? There are many Congress governments, by the way, in different states that have anti-cow slaughter bans.
If that's the case, you also must question the Bharatiya Janata Party as to why there hasn't been no cow slaughter ban in Goa.
There is a cow slaughter ban in Goa.
It hasn't been implemented yet. And you should also see the Chief Minister's statement recently where he went on to say that ample amount of beef would be available for upcoming festivals. Now, coming back to your point on whether economics or sentiments. So I reiterate to the statement again that where I began, anything that comes in the hindrance towards the economic growth of Karnataka will be put into reconsideration.
So when it comes to, let me once understand, when it comes to economic growth, sentiments of people don't matter. Something even as basic as cow slaughter in India, something Mahatma Gandhi fought for in India, it doesn't matter, purely for economics. But it's okay to give free electricity to people. That doesn't bother on economics.
Socio-economic realities in the ground of rural Karnataka are very different.
No, I don't think they're as different as for a minister to say that if you kill buffaloes for meat, what is the problem with killing cows for meat? I think that is insensitive, as rank insensitive as it gets. Knowing the realities of this country too. Socio-economic is one thing. There are some religious realities in this country too.
No, I agree with you that it is a very sensitive issue for urban voters. But the socio-economic realities
I'm sorry to say, you go to rural India. No, I'm sorry to say, you go to rural parts of India, people are more sensitive about this than urban citizens.
You must visit rural parts of Karnataka, and I will give you a statement from the KRRS, which is a farmers' representation organization. It said that it appears that the government has decided what's best for farmers, even without consulting them. This is with regard to the cow slaughter ban, which the Bharatiya Janata Party put. And the inability to sell unproductive cattle for a good price is especially difficult for landless farmers.
Okay, let Mr. Madhu and Rao respond to that. There are economics involved here.
Well, good evening. I thought for a moment the statement by Mr. Venkatesh, the minister, was obnoxious. But I never knew from a Congress spokesperson also it could have been more obnoxious anyway. It's laughable. Let me tell you one thing. He was telling that economics will forbid everything. I mean, for a moment, my dear sir, we are talking about a constitution, directive principles of state policy, and Article 48, where it specifically prohibits cow slaughter. Let me be very candid on that. Point one. Point two. Under that, it is a state subject, and under the constitutional norms, it is a state subject, and we have taken all the efforts in order to ban the cow slaughter. Now, if you are telling that economics would forbid any other thing, I would only request, instead of giving guarantees and whatnot, freebies to that, why don't you open goshalas? What is the problem with you? I mean, this is the double standards of the Congress party, Shivani. I'll tell you something.
What about
Vijay Singh in 2015 told that I am for cow slaughter, and they were pioneer in banning in 24 states in the country, and he even supported at that point of time to the central government, saying that he would assist anything for banning the cow slaughter. And now we have the Congress spokesperson as well as the whole of the Congress party in Karnataka saying that economics is an issue. And
but what about, as the Congress spokesperson is saying, the double standards of the BJP? In some states you stay quiet on beef, in other states you rake up this issue.
Shivani, it is a state subject. Yes or no? In Karnataka, we have told that we'll be banning the cow slaughter. We have banned it. Fair enough. Now, with respect to Karnataka, if someone is making a statement that no, why should we not only slaughter the buffaloes? We should also slaughter the cows. I mean, what sort of unconstitutional norms are you bringing at?
No, any other argument you make, if you're making an economic argument, etc., that can be debated and discussed. But to say that if you cull buffaloes, what is the problem with culling cows? I think that is just as insensitive as it gets.
It is provocative to Hindus.
It is provocative.
It is highly provocative.
Now, you may not believe that the cow is sacred, but a sitting minister in India cannot be talking like this. I'm sorry. This is provocative.
You should apologize to all of Hindus. This is highly obnoxious.
Let me, one second.
What are we talking about? I'm only asking the Congress party, please go and go back in your history. In 1954, up to 1960, Sampurnananda, who was the chief minister of Uttar Pradesh, he went against Nehru's diktat, and he banned the cow slaughter in UP. And what are we talking about? Now we have the same Congress party in Kerala, and that too the Kannur Youth Congress Mandal President Rajil Makuti. He slaughters the cows in the road, and he was this very same person who was with the Bharat Jodo Yatra with Rahul Gandhi.
Okay, let's leave that aside. That's a past incident. That's a separate incident. Professor Chambi Puranik, I want to come to you. What do you make of this statement by the sitting minister?
I think it's very hasty and also uncalled for, because just now the Congress party has got, clear majority, to say that they will give good administration, and they have promised five freebies, and they are trying to, rationalize how to implement and all that. When such a thing is there, I'm appalled by the behavior, or over enthusiastic or aggressive behavior of some of the ministers, the cabinet ministers who have taken oath under Constitution, coming out with such statements which are very provocative. You and me don't belong to any party, but we belong to the political society and our harmonious kind of relations within the state and the country. So when such a thing is there, we have a bigger agenda. The Karnataka people are expecting a better sense of responsibility and deliverance of the promises that are made. So in this particular case, as you mentioned in the beginning, it goes against the very spirit of the Constitution. Be it directive principles or fundamental rights, both are same. Only it's a matter of time. How states government should take forward these assurances given to the people right from the day Constitution is inaugurated, and also the subject which is very clear to very close to the heart of Mahatma Gandhi, whom the entire Congress and the nation worships like father of the nation. I think I'm giving you a couple of examples in few seconds. One Junior Kharge speaks of a kind of thing like being is a super CM, and also another minister speaks that he will change the entire textbooks and all that. You take care of those things. Wherever BJP has committed mistakes or errors or distortions and all that, you are entitled to it, but not in such a case like cow slaughter. The previous government, I must give credit to them. They have established animal welfare airplane, and then goshalas in districts, animal treatment ambulances, cow conservation measures. When such is the thing, to say that the old cows cannot be taken care of and all that, what sort of argument is it? Is not only preposterous but also goes against the very sentiments and tradition and culture of India. I'm not saying that politics and economics of cow slaughter should not be brought in here.
No, discuss that. But there is a way to approach the subject. It cannot be as basic as if you cull buffaloes. What is the problem with culling cows in India? So let me ask you.
It's like saying, 1 minute, it's like saying when parents are very old, we can't we can't take care of them, we can't afford, and throw them out. Where do you throw them out? Do you throw them out to the poor, senior citizens' houses or anathashramas? Same way, I think sentiment should be respected.
Yeah, okay, so let me take, I have limited time. Let me take from Dhruv Jati just two quick responses. One is that it's almost seeming that you had this preconceived notions about issues, cow slaughter, anti-conversion law, some other things. And, the moment you come into power, your basic thing is, we have to reverse whatever the BJP did, which may have certain community or religious issues involved. And you're not focusing on the issue, or you're not bringing anything extra as far as a learned opinion on that issue is concerned.
Correct.
Dhruv, that's for you. Yeah.
Shivani, see, I'm going to stick to the economics of it. I agree highly that, cow slaughter is a very sentimental issue. Before I come to the economical part of it again, the Bharatiya Janata Party spokesperson who speaks so much about directive principles, etc., isn't able to maintain the same standard cow slaughter ban in Goa. So I don't think they have any right to speak about, the cow
speak
slaughter
about
ban.
your minister's statement. Forget the issue at hand. I'm asking you about the sensitivity with which you deal with an issue like this.
Yeah.
Shivani, see, the Bharatiya Janata Party tried something called as implementing gaushalas in every district. You are aware about this. I am aware about this. They said they would successfully implement this. But please tell me how the implementation has taken place, and please tell me why farmers in rural Karnataka were left to abandon their cows on the streets because they had no money to feed them.
We'll discuss this issue further, but there is certainly a way to deal with such issues. Also, economics doesn't seem to be a big issue for the new government because you've offered a lot of stuff free.
Carefully.
So you will be held accountable on economics too. You cannot make that argument in one case and throw it under the carpet in another.
May I make a statement?
No, I'm sorry, I've run out of time. I thank you all for joining. I've run out of time. We'll try and take this forward in our future debates. I'm slipping into a very short break. On the other side, we get you a special report. Work on the Amarnath Yatra track is underway at a fast pace.